This is all about how to learn to sew. Say your bum has gone through and you're travelling through Europe and you've got very little money and you can't go out and buy a new pair of jeans. What are you going to do? Well, you're either going to sacrifice a t-shirt, cut a piece out, right, maybe of a long one that you tuck in or something like that, or you're going to take one of the back pockets off your jeans, my little tool, which is a bit like a tiny Neolithic fish harpoon. If you actually go and have a look at someone on an archaeological website, that makes it easy to take. If you've got something like that, that makes it easy to take stitches out with something. They've already been folded over, haven't they, underneath for you. But say you get a little bit of a t-shirt because you really think, oh God no, I really need my back pockets. I've already done two sides of it. You can actually see that if I get it. Yeah, can you see I've done two sides, and these are the raw edges. Now it's going to be a tiny patch, okay, and I'm only going to show you how to do a little bit of it, but I'm going to show you how to do it really neatly, really nicely. Okay, if you put it on a little bit artistically, it won't look too bad. Okay, or you could be patching your tent in the jungle or something like that. Okay, now if you're doing a tent, it's usually a little bit of canvas or a little bit of, you know, that new some kind of new compound that they don't fray. You're all right, you can just sew that over. Okay, but I'll still show you. Some fabrics, they fray, which means you have to turn edges underneath. That's why we turn the edges underneath, because they actually fray. Because look at that, and very soon your pocket's gonna, you know, your patch is gonna fall off. This is how I do it. Now I'm going to do the third one. So fold your third side over. Okay, make sure that you've cut your patch big enough. So say this is patching a rip in your jeans that is like that size. Okay, first of all, darn the rip in your jeans so it doesn't get any bigger underneath. What I mean by darn it is just sew it over and over, like make a kind of a thatch of a thing. Okay, so you need to make sure you've got enough cotton to do that. So don't just like put a little bit round a, like those tiny mini kits that come like in hotels or Christmas crackers. They're no good because they haven't got enough cotton to do something properly. Okay, so this is how to do it. So you just take one little reel of cotton. Okay, now it doesn't matter if it's a different colour, just make it, if you can do it nice enough, it'll look artistic. And you pull, look, now I'm doing that, and my right side today, you can see, is really having a problem. Okay, so now I've got three sides folded in. Let's fold the last side in. Thumbnail. It's a special tool. Neolithic special tool. Make it even better. This is called mitering the corners. Okay, so look, you get your corner. Okay, so that has got both sides folded in. Look, this is your corner, and then you squash it down, so it's like a bit of origami. It's like a bit of origami, but with fabric. If you had an iron, you would be ironing it. Okay, because that's what dressmakers or etc. do. Okay, now I'm going to show you it. Okay, see what I mean? It's like a little bit of origami underneath. If it doesn't want to work, you might have to fold it, like fold the other side, like one side through then the other. Okay. So that's actually quite fun to do. So now we've got a lovely patch to sew on our jeans. Now you could have done a bigger one, okay, so that you, for example, if you'd have done a wider one, you could have then sewn it at a wiggy angle and made it artistic. When I've done one bit, so I turn it that way so that they're the way that I take them out easy. Right, when you've sewn this bit, you then put, it's like it leapfrogs to here. If you have room, take one of these. It's a little needle threader. It's like, it weighs nothing. Look how thin that is, okay? It weighs nothing, and you can even make them. Just get a little piece of wire and you join the piece of wire somehow onto something. Twist the wire a few times and then you've got a little loop. If you have problems threading a needle, now I have problems threading a needle. I even have a problem putting this on here. Hold the needle in the right orientation, so like side on, and push it on. You move the needle threader. And you pull the needle threader rather than the thread. Pull the needle off. Isn't that lovely? I love it. Now, underneath, say on a bit of your mitre or on the jeans, you're going to do an over and over sew in the same place a few times until it's secured. I go back in. Then look, I hold it a little bit down the pin, and to come up, now I'm going to show you something. This is the magic bit. Now can you hear that? That is underneath, and it can hear my it's my thumbnail. Okay, so you can feel when you are underneath your thumbnail. You can also feel when you flicked past it. Now when you flick past it, come up. Gonna do it again. Look, my thumbnail's even changing colour. Look past it. Now you are not going to ever come up into your thumb. You know how not to. Okay, go back in just with the tip of your needle, remember. Flick. Yeah, go up past your thumb. So don't go in the thumb, okay? Because I tell you what, it jolly well hurts. Now make sure your thread that's going around stays on this side. One more time. Look. Look, can you see my thumb changing? Okay. And then come up. Now we're halfway down the pin. Now I have done that in super slow-mo to show you. Okay. Now, you're making tiny little tailor stitches each time. Right, and keep going. Tiny tailor's stitches by mice. And do you know where that comes from? It comes from a lovely Christmas story called The Tailor of Gloucester by Miss Beatrix Potter. Lovely. If you haven't got any children yourself, you don't need them. Just read that story. It's lovely. Especially now you know how to sew. So, look, I've got a little bit of paper, like that's all you need to practice. Could be a bit of an old shirt. Have a go. Or you could put something, I don't know, wiggy, jazzy, hipster, or some kind of, you know, some nice pattern that you like on the top. And then you've saved yourself 50 quid on a good pair of jeans, because let's face it, bad pairs of jeans have rotten denim and they go through on the bum much quicker. All you need is a needle, some thread and 3 pins, something to cut the thread with. But I'm assuming that you are sensible enough to have something like a little pair of scissors on a Swiss Army knife. In my little tiny pot, I have got a thing of needles, 1 reel of cotton, of colour desired, or 2, a white one, or actually a cream one's better than a white one, cream and black, a tape measure. I've already shown you my little fish hook. Stone Age technology made into, you know, steel and still used. Wonderful. I've already shown you this, but you can always, I've told you all how to make one with if you've got a little bit of wire. Okay, one of these. And I'm not giving you the finger, I'm just giving you the thimble. That's a tight, you know, that's a really thin piece of stuff, isn't it? But you might be sewing something that's really thick, and you might end up with 3 or 4 pieces, you know, like having to, you know, like at the corners, you might end up with going through 3 or 4 thicknesses of it. And that's tough. That's really tough, okay? Or straw, or, you know, heavy canvas, something like that. You need one of these. Now again, this is not a silver one or anything like that. I do have a silver one, but I'm just showing you this because this is the cheap version, okay? And, or you might find that you get a really nice one on eBay, because they're not very much, you know. A Victorian silver thimble is about 7 quid these days. If you can find it, you know, you've got the patience to look, you'll get one for about £7, okay? Be about like turn of the century, 19th to 20th century, Edwardian. They were big into them, they had lots, so there's lots about. That's what I mean, that's why they're cheap. And then what you do is this, dink, you push it through, and then, you know, so fun. You little tailors of Gloucester, have fun, and Merry Christmas when the story comes around again.